Gotcha. So it sounds like you're figuring out that the timing of when do we apply these things, because there is so much noise,
Hmm.
as you said, is something that I've been thinking a lot about recently is people taking this everything all at once approach.
Hmm.
I've got to do every leadership thing or every self improvement thing, every discipline thing, and I've got to do them all and I got to master them all in the next week. Otherwise, I'm going to be a terrible leader.
Yeah.
Do you find that's true? Was that true of yourself early on, or do you see that with other leaders that they're sort of weighed down by the amount of information, recommendations, and advice that are flooded their way?
I don't know if I'm sure you've heard the term yo-yo dieting. I think there's a there's an epidemic of yo-yo leadership where everybody has tried everything and it winds up making them to where they don't really respond well to anything.
Mm,
And because they're focused on the wrong thing, they're focused on the equivalent would be the scale if you're trying to lose weight. Well, they're focused on the results of the company. If I'm really doing leadership right, my P&L is going to look better at the end of this quarter. Well, actually, it may not. If you're doing leadership right, you may have had to invest that $100,000 into your team that comes straight off the bottom line, and it made your P&L look worse. Maybe you even went into the red. And so there's this, it's really honing in, and I'm going to say it's the focus and understanding what your company needs, what I guess I just think of if you know you have to fix whatever the refrigerator, and you don't
mm,
look, the refrigerator's broke, and you don't look to see what tools you need, and you just go randomly start buying tools and bringing them in, and then just kind of poking them in the refrigerator. Well, that's not the right one, and then so you go back to the store and you buy another tool, and you come back and well, that's not the right one. Well, that's the way most people approach leadership, and that's the way I approached leadership development for myself. Is what is the latest thing that it's kind of the idea of leaders are readers and all that stuff. And I generally like to consume information, and I'm
mhm,
a pretty avid reader and can take in quite a bit of information. But that's not everybody can. And whenever, as
mm,
a leader, or as I'm going to say, as the manager of people trying to develop yourself into a leader, whenever all you're doing is, at least for me, what I did was I would intake all the John Maxwell stuff, all the entree leadership stuff, all the whatever great stuff, helped people at a fantastic rate and pace. But it wasn't something that I could come in and then just spew all over my people. And it's like, okay, now we should all be leaders now. It just
right.
doesn't work that way.